Hello, today is rock slicing day. I have 6 on the chopping block. And the first one I'm going to do is this one. I don't remember exactly where I got this, but I'm pretty sure somebody gave it to me, and I'm pretty sure it's from Michigan's UP. UP stands for Upper Peninsula, for those of you that aren't from Michigan. So this is appears to be Specular Hematite. The gray part is kind of sparkly. And then the pink stripes, or layers, those are either calcite or maybe quartz. Not 100% sure, but there's some little crystals in there. So I imagine those crystals go all the way through, and this is probably going to have little holes in it when I get done. But that's my first rock. Very heavy. Second up, I have this fossil rock from here in Alpena. This is called cladapora. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it's a coral fossil. White parts of the coral, and then the in-between parts, the matrix in between, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it smells like oil when you cut it. Strong smell of oil. When I pick these up, I try to get them with good definition in the corals, kind of feathery around the edges. Sometimes they just look like white blobs, so I try to find them that look a little nicer. Next up I have an unusual Petoskey stone. Most Petoskey stones are made of calcite. Once in a while I find these white ones. They tend to have some holes in them, like back here. I usually don't bring them home, but these are very, very hard. Maybe like a quartz replacement. And they don't have a real strong pattern on them, but the white's kind of cool. So I've tumbled these before. I've tumbled them with agates, and they never really turn out very good because of the porous parts. But they tumble like a hard rock, like a Mohs 7 rock instead of like a Mohs 3 rock. So I'm going to slice one up. I've never sliced one before. Then I've got a pink rock, pinkish orangish rock that I also find here in Alpena. And I pick these up every once in a while. They have kind of a speckle to them. I always call them quartzite, although I'm not sure if that's really what they are. That should look nice. And last but not least, I have a Puddingstone. So it's got some nice jasper in there. It's small, but there's some really nice stuff in it. It's a pretty nice rock. So that should look good sliced up. So I'll go cut them up, and then I'll show you what they look like. It's been about 2 or 3 weeks since I cut these rocks, and it's taken me that long to find a nice day to come outside when I had time to do that. So here I am. Here's the specular hematite. Look like this on the outside, and on the inside it looks like that. That's pretty good, except it did exactly what I thought it might do. And I've got like voids like right there. You can see through it right here. Pieces fell off in the saw. So this is pretty much a useless rock. I might be able to get like a cabochon out of that area to make a pendant or something. But any of this white stuff is no good. It's just way too porous and just brittle. Next up we have the cladapora. This is the fossil. It's a coral fossil. And here's what it looks like cut. This always looks a lot better when it's wet. Looks like that. And here's another piece. Pretty happy with the way this turned out. And these coral branches, depending if you cut them across the end, like if this is a branch, if you cut it this way you get circles, and if you cut it this way you get longer arms of it or branches of it. So you can see like there's an end cut, and then there's one in the middle there that's cut the long way. So depending on what you want, you can cut this different ways. Okay, then we have the unusual Petoskey Stone, and it looked like that on the outside. That's the back side, the side that's not quite as good. And on the other side, I'm actually pleasantly surprised with this. I don't think it makes much difference if it's wet, but that looks pretty solid. And I can see the pattern in it, and it's a different kind of color. Usually Petoskey Stone's kind of gray, or the more you sand on it, it's more of a tan color. But this is definitely a more white color, so I like that. I think that's going to be cool. Then we have this pink rock that may or may not be quartzite, and here it is on the inside. You can see kind of different bands in that. You get kind of sparkly parts, speckly parts, and then you get some kind of veins going through it. Some parts are whiter, some parts are pinker. Kind of an interesting rock. And last is the Puddingstone. So this is the outside of the Puddingstone. Here's the inside, and this part doesn't look very good. You never know what you're going to get in a Puddingstone. This is not a great one, but it's okay. These other slabs are a little better. It's got more color in it. So these little pebbles, depending on where you're at in the rock, you might get pebbles, you might not get pebbles, you might get dark red, you might get pink, you might get brown. So every slice is different. It's kind of fun. Here's the end cut. So from here, what I'll do with these rocks is I'll glue them on a 2x4. Take a little chunk of 2x4 like that, and I just use wood glue and glue it on there. And then I can clamp this on the vise of the saw, and then I'll just start cutting this end. And that last little piece, that's usually cut a little bit on an angle, so it's kind of a wedge shape or really thin. This will go; those pieces just go in the tumbler when I get done. So the end piece goes in the tumbler, like that piece. There's nothing I can do other than tumble that. So on this piece there, get a few slices out of it, and then this other piece right in the middle of the rock goes in the tumbler. And then when I'm done, I can soak that in water. I just throw it in a bucket in the garage, and after a week or two, it falls off the wood. So those are the rocks for the day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.